Good morning and welcome to NewsConference Extra, a special segment of Today in LA Weekend. I'm Conan Nolan, coming to you from the Moscone Center in San Francisco, home to the 2019 California State Democratic Party Convention, the largest gathering of Democrats outside of the national convention in Milwaukee, Wisconsin next year. It goes to show you how important this state is in selecting the Democratic nominee for president. California has moved up its primary to March of 2020. Over 500 delegates will be selected from this state to the national convention. And as a result, some 14 of the candidates spoke here yesterday talking about their vision for America and why these delegates should support them come March of next year.
And let's talk about this so-called commander-in-chief. He parrots Russia's lies over the word of American intelligence and law enforcement leaders. He denies that Russia interfered in the election of the President of the United States. He obstructed justice and then hired an attorney general to clean up the crime scene. We need to begin impeachment proceedings, and we need a new commander-in-chief.
Millions of grassroots Democrats are ready to fight. But when it gets hard, there's a lot on the line. Too many powerful people in our party say, settle down, back up, nothing to be angry about. Wait for change until the privileged and the powerful are comfortable with those changes. Well, here's the thing. When a candidate tells you about all the things that aren't possible, about how political calculations come first, they are telling you they will not fight for you. Not me. I'm here to fight.
I've spent too much time comforting the mothers of victims of violence. I've looked into the eyes of a child who lost his father to deportation. This morning, I woke up next to my husband in a marriage that exists by the grace of a single vote on the U.S. Supreme Court. Politics doesn't matter because of who looks good on cable. It matters because of what it brings to our everyday lives. Will you join me in building a new politics of the everyday?
We will live up to our potential, and this country will fulfill her promise, and we will do it together, because that is the only way that we defeat Donald Trump in November of 2020. And it is the only way that we bring this great country back together again in January of 2021. It is an honor to be here with you today. I ask for your support and your help to become the next president of the United States of America.
Last month, I traveled to the Georgia State House, where Republican legislatures had just voted to essentially criminalize abortion care. While there, I made clear I will only nominate judges who support Roe v. Wade. I will codify Roe into law. I will repeal the Hyde Amendment. And I will ensure that every woman in every state has access to a full slate of reproductive care, including abortion.
If we want to beat Donald Trump and achieve big progressive goals, socialism is not the answer. I was reelected.
Well, I say it's our generation's turn to dream America anew again. It's time for us to have big dreams and defiant dreams, that everyone has health care, that every public school is funded, that we can be a nation where work has dignity. Let us dream again big and do the work together to take us to the mountaintop.
Carla Marinucci, formerly the San Francisco Chronicle, now with Politico. So Joe Biden isn't here, but you say there's a good reason for that.
Joe Biden doesn't need to be here. This is not his crowd. This is a left progressive crowd. Joe Biden could have gotten boos here that would have ended up being great material for Republicans. He has Ohio all to himself this weekend, and he'll be back in California very soon.
From the speakers that we saw today, it was surprising. Elizabeth Warren and Cory Booker lit the crowd up.
Elizabeth Warren got a huge reception, much bigger than Kamala Harris. Cory Booker also very impassioned. It's a little surprising. Kamala Harris is supposed to have the home field advantage here, and those other two outshined her on the floor today. That's going to be a little worrisome to her campaign. This is what it's all about here. A lot of these candidates just want the exposure, especially if they're second tier or third tier. They want to be in front of this big of a group in California without gaps and they want to be able to have that soundbite that carries them. Some of these candidates, it's really worked. Pete Buttigieg is a good example of a candidate who came up here, got a great reception, and that is how he has created his campaign, by doing just that all across the country.
Anything surprising about this convention?
I mean, I think we're watching Kamala Harris and seeing how well she plays out there in the retail. I watched Elizabeth Warren last night in Oakland related to this. She got a huge crowd and really lit them on fire. That has got to be a little concerning to Kamala Harris. That is Kamala Harris's hometown. So watching all the other events that are going on in the hall and out the hall, that's going to be some of the stuff that shapes the way this campaign plays.
That said, the delegation here is to the left of the mainstream.
Absolutely. I mean, they booed John Hickenlooper when he even talked about socialism being not something Democrats want to support. It's a little bit obvious that these delegates here are far to the left of average Democratic voters and even Democratic delegates in the rest of the country. These are the most activist, diehard Democrats there are, and that's why the candidates have to kind of tread carefully as to not fall too far to the left and be called on it later in the campaign.
Marnucci of Politico, thanks very much. Delegates here will select a new California Party chairman today. That's very important for them, considering the fact that the previous chair, Eric Bauman, had to step down over allegations of sexual misconduct. In any case, NBC4's news conference at 9 o'clock this week is preempted by NBC Sports. That program will be back on June the 16th. From San Francisco in the California Democratic Party Convention, I'm Conan Nolan. Have a great Sunday.